Welcome back, friends. Presently we are discussing report style or language of reports. In the previous lecture we talked about the different ways of using words while writing a report, and there we talked about the use of words, and in the category of words we talked about how cliches, jargons, circumlocutions or roundabout expressions, they make our writing difficult. And in this lecture we shall be talking about how any information can be presented in a variety of ways. Suppose you are saying something, as you remember while we were talking about acknowledgement, and there we had a chance to say, because in acknowledgement what you do is you are going to thank people, and there are so many people you are going to thank. So if you use the same style as I am thankful to Mr. Mohan for recording my lecture, and again you say I am also thankful to Mr. Arun, I am also thankful to Mr. Pankaj. Now as a reader you will find that it actually becomes a sort of monotonous one. Hence, in order to provide variety, you actually have to bring variety by making use of voice. As you know, voices are both active and passive. Suppose you say something in an active voice and you say the same thing in the passive voice, the effect will be different. So we will be talking about the two voices, how they bring a sort of impact when you are writing the report. Then we will also talk about the sentence style. When we say sentence style, you know, in a letter sentences can be small, sentences can be short, but in reports you will often find sentences have to be long. But imagine if all the sentences are short only and if all the sentences are long only, then what will happen? Then things will become very difficult. So we have to bring a sort of variety, and this variety can be done by making use both of short sentence and long sentence. By making use of passive, suppose you say somebody, you are responsible for this happening, people may feel hurt. But then if you say it in a different manner, if you say I think it is your responsibility. Now you say this responsibility has to be owned. Fine. So now you have changed the version, the language is changed but the content is the same. So depending upon the situation, sometimes you have to use a sentence in an active way, sometimes you have to use sentence in a passive way. While discussing letter writing, you might have seen when you write a complaint letter, because you are angry, so you are using an active sentence, in an active voice. But when the respondent from the other side, he replies you in the passive way. We'll see it through examples how they can create a sort of impact. Then we will also be talking about noun clusters. We shall also be talking about paragraph structure, because in a letter you find a letter is confined to one page or say 2 pages or sometimes even half a page, but when you write a report it may go up to 30 pages, 35 pages, like that. So there are so many paragraphs, and as readers you have to switch from one paragraph to another, and at times you find, you know, even when you are reading it, everyone wants a sort of eye relief, isn't it? I relief. So this I relief has to be provided through change of paragraph, and when you are writing a paragraph which is very longer, you are writing a paragraph where the reader is not able even to stop, because everyone wants to stop for some time in order to have some amount of rest. And then we will also be talking about readability. What is readability? How can your report become readable? First is voice. As I said, something can be said in an active voice, something can be said in a passive voice. Now here is a sentence which you can concentrate on. The sentence reads like this: the concentration by the training division of its time, money and other resources into a new program is not advisable from our point of view. Now look at this sentence. This sentence is written in an active manner. Now when you read this sentence in an active voice, the sentence not only becomes difficult, but the sentence has been long. Now in such a situation, you can revise the sentence into passive, or if you feel that active will do, it's better. So here you find the sentence is written in the passive version. Passive is not advisable from our point of view. So the basic difference you should know, the basic difference between an active and passive is the question of verbs. No. So if something is, you say, go there and bring me some tea, go there and shut the door. Now these are all commands. Now, but then if you command a person, if you order a person, he may not like it, but if you say, you are requested to close the door, I mean, it is not only polite, but it appears to have more impact. Same is the case. So now here you find, even though the sentence is in passive, but if you make it into active, so in active the verbs come first, in passive the verb is in its third form. So here you see, if you change it into active, we don't advise the training division to concentrate its time, money and other resources into a new program. It becomes easier for readers to understand. But at times you find, if you say somebody something in an active voice and that has a sort of allegation, say for example, let us take a sentence from a complaint letter. Since your workers did not pack the tape recorders, they got damaged in the way. Now this is said in the active voice, but then it appears to be a sort of allegation. In order to neutralize it, because you know, when you say something in a passive voice, you are going to neutralize the effect. Now the question is, when you neutralize the effect, you have to understand the importance. In certain ways, in certain say situations, you feel that message should be given, but in a very neutral manner, so that the other party is not affected. Because the person who is sitting on the other side, the person who is going to read it, is as alive a person as us, as you. Hence the need is to change the voice and say, since the tape recorders were not packed properly. Now this language does not show any sort of allegation. So depending upon, varying upon the situation, varying upon the circumstances, you have to choose either active or passive. Next is sentence style. What exactly do we mean by sentence style? Sentences, as I said, can be long and short. If a sentence is long, the problem is where to keep the subject and where to keep the verb. If you are writing a long sentence, you will find that by the time the reader reaches the end of the sentence, the verb is lost. So people start thinking about the sentence. So you have to decide where you, if you are going to give some importance to a particular aspect of the sentence, you have to decide their place in the sentence, their space in the sentence. So either you can put them in the beginning or you can put them towards the end. Remember, every reader wants to enjoy a sentence which begins with a subject and the verb. So, the advice is put the verb just after the subject, make them the subject of the sentence. I mean, any thing of importance that has to be the subject of the sentence. So, frame your sentence in such a manner that subject comes first and the verb comes next, but not that the subject continues and the verb is towards the end. Naturally, when there is a lot of nouns in a sentence, it is very difficult to understand its verb and very difficult to establish the relation between the sentence and its meaning. Even people have to understand the word order. I mean, if any subject or if any content is very important, you have to think about its word order, and this word order depends upon the importance of the subject. I mean, if you want to emphasize on a particular subject or on a particular matter, you have to see that you provide emphatic word order. And then, as I discussed in my previous lecture, while we are talking about the outline of the report, and there also we had said that your sentences should have a sort of parallel construction. Now, what do we mean by parallel construction? I mean, if you are following with the noun, you follow noun pro forma, following with the verb, following with say an object like that. So, in order to ensure variety in your sentence, that is actually the core of the sentence style. That is why when you are writing acknowledgement, if the first sentence is I am thankful to, second sentence may change its order and we can say, suppose we say I am thankful to, and then you have the same essence, but you can change, you can also say I am indebted to, I am indebted to, fine, I acknowledge, fine, I acknowledge. So, having said this, you find all these sentences, though the intention is to thank, but then there is a sort of variety. Now, there are some examples where you can find the sentence is long, but then if you simply change the order of the word, the meaning will accrue clearly. For example, some aspects of desktop publishing and top-end word processors as well as desktop publishing programs have powerful control over the appearance of printed words even in today's low-cost word processor. If you have a look at this sentence and think very carefully, you will perhaps find that there is unnecessary lengthening of the sentence. But then in order to make it emphatic, change the style and say, today even a low cost word processor can deliver. Now you see, in the first sentence, this verb, this verb have has come, after a long time, my dear friend, but then that cannot work. But in the second sentence, as you can find, the verb can deliver comes just after few words, hence it shows more impact. You can also look at the second sentence. Because wage rates are lower there, the electronic parts are manufactured in Mexico. Now, you think about the importance of what you are saying, but if you simply revise it, there has to be a relationship between, if the sentence is long and there are two parts in the sentence, in order to establish their association, what you need to do is, one sentence or one clause should have a sort of coherence with the other. For example, if you say the electronic parts are manufactured in Mexico, which has lower wage rates than the United States. This is a comparative sentence where the writer tries to establish the meaning by making a sort of comparison. You know, there are several ways you can create your sentences, and there are several ways you can establish meaning. But sentences alone are not the heart of a report. The report, since it is a detailed discussion where you go on analyzing, where you go on interpreting the data, where you go on evaluating the data, where you go on showing the trend, and hence, because you have to keep your reader throughout involved. So there has to be paragraph structure also, and let us also try to understand how we have to create a paragraph which not only creates meaning but which also continues to keep its readers involved in the subject that he or she is going to deliberate upon or present upon. Now let us say, let your paragraph have a sort of unity. I mean, there are three mantras which all of you should try to utilize. That there has to be a unity, there has to be a coherence, and there also has to be a sort of order. If you follow these three, your paragraph becomes readable, your paragraphs becomes well knit, and your paragraphs becomes glued. I mean, the sentences are glued with each other. The sentences are chipped in such a manner that the reader feels like reading. I mean, you have to ensure that your report is to be read. Develop your topic logically. A report, as we have been saying, is a factual, written, formal representation of data, interpretation and calculation. Hence, it has to be systematic. And something which is systematic cannot be devoid of logic. So please maintain the logical ordering when you are writing a report, and this is possible only when you link one sentence with other. But now you might be thinking about something, that if there is a longer paragraph, isn't it? If there is a longer paragraph, have you got the patience to read the entire paragraph? Because you know, every paragraph will have some sort of information, and in order, when you speak, you know, when I am speaking, you actually feel as if you are listening to me in such a manner that every word that I am speaking or every unit of thought that are being presented, you are listening to it. Likewise, when a reader is reading, you expect the same level of faith between your reader and yourself, and that is possible when your paragraph is logically arranged, because a logically arranged paragraph will conform to parallelism. When we talk about the word order, and as we had said, that you have to maintain an emphatic word order. Now, how can word order be made emphatic? Look at this sentence. The sentence here given, for example, is a long sentence, but since we have maintained a word order in the revised way, say suppose the sentence is, he is aware that he should uphold the authority to fire workers of his supervisors who disobey orders whenever possible as a management representative. Now, the sentence does not have any problem, it is grammatically correct, but the sentence appears to be long, the sentence appears to be disinteresting. In order to make this sentence interesting, what we need to do is, we need to create a sort of word order, because we are talking about the person. He is aware. Who is aware? He is aware of how? He is aware as a management representative. So let us change the word order and say, he as a management representative is aware that he should uphold the authority to fire workers who disobey order. I mean, you see the level of easiness, the level of ease, the level of simplicity that has been done simply by changing the word order. I do hope that you also will come across sentences which are long, but with little bit of your effort you can make the sentence not only easy but readable as well. On another occasions you will find in sentences where you are talking about loss and gain, you are talking about both positive and negative. When you are creating a sort of comparison, it is always better that you do so by putting the positive first and sending the negative towards the end. As in this sentence, we feel we are missing some patients and therefore losing revenues by using this system. I mean, here you actually are talking about a loss because you are missing some patients, but then in order to state, you have to state, this is a fact, you have to state, but in order to state the same meaning, if you simply change this order of words by saying we feel that by using this system we are missing some patients and therefore losing revenues, you have not only changed the word order, but you have also tried to establish meaning that is not only logical, but then meaning that is causal, the meaning that is based in such a manner where the readers do not have to feel a sort of difficulty. Parallel construction we have talked about in previous lectures while discussing the outline of the report, but again to give you an example, you know, when a person uses a sentence and the sentence is longer which has got several parts, care should be taken that the first part of the sentence and the second part of the sentence follow the same pattern so that we can say there is a sort of parallel construction. For example, this book makes a good text, you know, this has actually been done in the bold to show you that makes a good text, makes is a verb here for college students, and the second part of sentence you see, and businessmen find it even more useful. So you find that the second part begins with and businessmen find it. Now if this sentence can be changed and in order to create a sort of unitedness, if we can say this book is good as a college text and even better as a means of enlarging their knowledge. Now you will find in any sentence, if you use certain linking devices or in any sentence, you know, as in speaking we shall discuss, if in any sentence you are just trying to create a sort of signpost, by signpost I mean transitions, I mean the reader should understand, because you know just in the beginning we have talked about the eye relief, so the reader also waits for a sort of relief in terms of his flow of thoughts. So for that, if you simply create a word order by providing some sort of transitions, the sentence will become readable. Otherwise the sentence will appear to be very breathless, I mean longer sentences, you see how long this sentence is, and such sentences where readers cannot take a breath, such a sentence becomes a breathless sentence. Now in breathless sentences will always be long. So in order to somebody who is breathless, what will you do? You will actually try to give him some breathing space, and in order to give him some breathing space, divide the sentence or split the sentence. So split the breathless sentence, as in this sentence here you will find, in this schedule are listed the events that will take place next month and also the time and venue, so that you can decide before and whether you like to take part in any of these events, and if so inform the concerned organizer who will enter your name in a list which he maintains for this purpose. Now even if I read, I feel that there is no time to take breath, and if we do not take breath, will we survive? Not at all. So let us split the sentence and provide some time for breathtaking by changing this sentence, dividing this sentence into two, your main concern is to ensure or convey meaning, and for that you can say we are enclosing the next month's event or calendar. If interested, kindly inform the concerned organizer. Now, by dividing, you have made it easier, you have made it understandable. In any sentence, if there are so many verbs, or if there is a string of nouns as in the one that is there on your screen, please revise the current group member meeting dates, scheduling package format. Now you see how long is this lengthy noun string, current group member meeting dates, scheduling package format. I mean, this will, before the person tries to establish meaning, he actually forgets. So it is better to revise this sentence and say, please revise the schedule package format of group members meetings. This will allow to record widgets for each group member individually. So when things become long, cut them. It's better to say divide them. Life even will become better if there are several stations, if there are several signposts, if there are transitions in life. Variety or change is the spice of life, and you can bring variety and change by changing the sentence order, by splitting the breathless sentences, and by revising the sentence. For example, especially information or subjects that are related to science. Now I have picked up one paragraph from a scientific subject where when even a person of the science reads it will find it very difficult, but then you simply, in the name of difficulty, you cannot leave your task unfinished. Read the sentence, read this paragraph, and you will find it is very difficult. It says, it seems possible that the adrenergic cholinergic antagonism may be mediated through the adenyl cyclase system. It is known that whereas noradrenaline increases the synthesis of cyclic AMP. So likewise, if you read it, you will find this sentence, this is not a paragraph, but this is only one sentence, and that is why by the time you complete the reading of this sentence, life could have been worse. So it is better to divide this sentence. Here punctuations are given, but even these punctuations, they do not appear to be providing relief. Now let us see the revised one. Here you will find that the sentence has been divided, and after dividing the sentence and making use of the pronouns, you have made the task easier. Not only the sentence length has been reduced, but the meaning also appears to flow. So even a difficult subject or scientific subject of complex nature can become easier if you provide some relief by dividing the sentence, by splitting the sentence. There are some other examples of noun clusters. By noun clusters I mean one part of the entire sentence will be full of nouns. For example, let us have a look at this slide, where if we concentrate on the second one, a value orientation aspect concerns not the meaning of the expected state of affairs to the actor in terms of his gratification, deprivation, balance, but the contents of the standards themselves. You see how the sentence is long and how there are several noun clusters. Let us, if you want to break this excessive noun clustering, what you will have to do is kick the noun habit and instead create the verb habit. For example, the concept of value orientation in this sense is thus: So here you have brought the verb, auxiliary verb quite closer, and by making use of thus and some other words you have made the task easier. There are several ways of developing the paragraphs which we have already discussed. Sometimes when you are writing the report and you are talking about the illustration, there are several ways you can make your paragraph readable, either by having a comparison and contrast method, cause and effect method, classification method from one or several groups, problem solution method and all. So there are several ways you can develop your paragraphs, and but remember, which we have been saying time and again, that first is that the topic sentence should come. In a paragraph, the topic sentence becomes the main sentence, and the other sentences, they are the coordinating or the subordinating sentences. I mean, they are some way or the other related to the main sentences with the help of connecting words, sometimes with the help of repetitions, and sometimes with the help of pronouns. But remember, as I said, you need to provide transitions. These transitions alone can provide the eye relief and the mental relief as well. So in order to provide transitions, you should know what sort of transitions are there, because these transitions are signposts which actually help the reader move from one thought to the another. So say for example, if we say addition, when you are saying one sentence and the other sentence you are also going to put, but then the other sentence is a sort of additional. So in order to make it link, you can make use of words like moreover, furthermore, besides, finally, no, nonetheless, however. These are additional details. Sometimes you want to show relationship, causal relationship. In such a case you are using hence, therefore, so, this is to say, fine, thus, consequently, like this. Again, sometimes you are showing the contrast and comparison. You say, while on the one hand delivering lecture through this online method is enjoying, on the other hand it is challenging. But if it is challenging, it is rewarding also, because it covers a wider audience. So this is how you can ensure a sort of coherence, and you can also ensure a sort of meaning. Sometimes you also have to provide time sequence in transitions, and that is how you say, whenever I say, earlier I have talked on the traits of writing, and now, and tomorrow, day after tomorrow, I mean these are the time sequences. Later, after a while, meanwhile, sometimes you are repeating also, and sometimes you are squeezing also. For example, you say, in short, all I need to say is crave for simplicity and you crave for rewards. So you repeat at times, sometimes you say that is, thus. So these are all transitions. Make use of transitions depending upon your content, depending upon your subject. But then your basic aim is to create a sort of readability. Now here I would like to focus what I mean by readability. I mean a report that is written in a very smooth, logical, united, coherent way becomes more readable. I mean more people prefer to read that. But then there is a readability formula which can also help you. This readability formula was provided by Robert Gunning in 1950s. Of course, with changing times, readability formula changes, but all you need to ensure whether your report is readable or not. And how can you do that? By understanding the difficulty level. This difficulty level has been given based on a formula where you need to understand the number of sentences, and this number of sentences and the number of difficult words. So you need to explore the percentage of difficult words, and Robert Gunning says that there is a fog index. This fog index is the percentage of difficult words plus the average sentence length if it is multiplied by 0.4 and whatever result you get. So, Gunning says that if the result that you get is less than 12, meaning thereby your writing is readable. You know, we write reports to be read, we write reports for action. So, when we talk about reports which help in taking action, we also are to ensure readability. My dear friends, while discussing all the aspects of report style and language, I have tried my level best to ensure that when you write reports, you actually follow a language that could be understood and interpreted, because ultimately your report will lead to the solution to a problem. And in order to ensure readability, please ensure before you go to submit your report, please ensure whether your sentences are short and long, I mean a combination of short and long sentences, whether your whether your paragraphs are united, coherent, whether you have made minimum use of difficult words, or you have seen that the entire report is woven in such a systematic manner that they induce readers to read. Because ultimately style, either for a business or functional writing, as George Orwell said, should be unobtrusive. What I mean by unobtrusive is that people should not stop simply because a difficult word has crept in. Unobtrusive, an invisible medium like a window pane through which the information can be clearly seen. We do not want our reports simply to be seen, but to be read, to be understood, and to be able to invite action or to take action. If you follow the guidelines which we have discussed today, I think you will be in a better position to write a report. Write reports, because a report, as I have said in my earlier lecture also, is the only tangible product of a professional. Hence, care must be taken while writing and drafting reports. Thank you very much. I wish you all a nice time, and I also intend that you write better reports. Thank you very much.